Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
Nigerian House of Reps summoned members of the Niger Delta Development Commission. West African leaders to hold talks on Mali crisis. And U.S. leaves consulate amid row with China. 14 airports in Nigeria now open to domestic flights, says federal government. And Juventus clinched 9th Serie A title. You're welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Nicholas Akosile Walter. Please stay with us as we bring you details of the news after this very short break. Thanks for joining us once again. Now the news in details. In what seems to be a fresh probe of the Niger Delta Development Commission, the House of Representatives has summoned all 7 and former heads of commission to account for billions of naira allegedly unaccounted for. The House Committee on Public Accounts issued this summons based on queries issued by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation on the accounts of the NDDC. This is different from the probe being carried out by the House Committee on the NDDC over alleged illegal spending and mismanagement of funds totaling 81.5 billion naira. Those to appear before the Committee on Public Accounts to explain the alleged missing funds include the Acting Managing Director and Head of the Interim Management Committee, Professor Daniel Pondey, a former MD, Timi Alaibe, and the immediate past acting MD, Dr. Joy Nunwe. Responding to an inquiry, the committee's chairman, Mr. Walioke, said the IMC could not answer the queries issued by the OAGF as some of the spending were done before it came on board. Former and current members of the IMC to appear are the immediate past acting MD, Nunwe, and Executive Director of Projects, Dr. Cairo Ojobo. And quickly moving forward, Nigerian Southeast governors urge federal government to release fund for Eastern Rail line. Governors of the Southeast have asked the federal government to make funds available for the completion of the Eastern Railway Corridor. The governors also asked that the Southeast be integrated into the Ajaokuta-Abuja-Kaduna gas pipeline projects. The chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, David Umahi of Ebonyi State, said these are the end of the governors' visual meeting. Umahi stated that there is currently no funding for the corridor, which cuts across the South-South, the Southeast, the North-Central, and the Northeast regions of Nigeria. The governors also agreed to engage the contractor handling the Ajaokuta-Abuja-Kaduna gas pipeline to ensure that the Southeast was integrated into the project. The forum also called on the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Chief Nai Nwodo, to intervene in the rift between a former secretary to the government of the Federation, Pius Ayim, and the billionaire business mogul, Prince Arthur Eze, in the interest of peace in the region. The forum also urged the two leaders to sheathe their swords. The two prominent Igbo leaders have recently engaged in media war over unsettled disagreements which dated back to former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. And on other stories, quickly, families of deceased workers in Edo State, Nigeria, gets 19 million naira. The Edo State Governor has presented checks totaling 19.1 million to the next of kin of 7 deceased employees of the state governments who were enrolled under the Edo State Contributory Pension Scheme. A statement said Governor Gardner, who was represented at the presentation at the government house by the head of service, Anthony Okungboa, said that that was the 7th time his administration would be doing such. He said a total sum of 19.1 million was presented to the next of kin of 7 deceased beneficiaries, who are the late Yahweh Christopher, Emmanuel Ahigbe, the late Osadome Queen, the late Asiruwa Godfrey, the late Izwake Jonathan, the late Ayemoba Blessing, and the late David Ohiria. And quickly, coming from around Africa, West African leaders to hold talks on Mali crisis. Leaders of the West African region grouping ENQUIRY will hold an extraordinary summit today to propose measures to resolve the political crisis in Mali. The visual summit comes after 2 missions to Mali's capital, Bamako, failed to reconcile the government of embattled President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta and opposition groups demanding his resignation. The head of ENQUIRY, Niger's President Muhammadu Issoufou, had on Friday said he will be pushing for strong measures to help resolve the crisis. The opposition coalition, a group called M5RFP, has rejected a proposal for the formation of a national unity government, insisting that President Keïta must resign and a transitional government be set up. ENQUIRY's leaders have, however, insisted that any change of government in Mali must follow a constitutional process. There are indications that the Mali crisis could have serious implications for regional security and stability. Many are concerned that the situation could play into the hands of armed groups in the country and the wider region if not properly managed. President Keïta was elected in 2013. He appears to be facing his biggest political challenges so far with the current crisis. Around a dozen people were killed in a series of anti-government protests in the past weeks, with the security forces accused of using excessive force on demonstrators. And still from around Africa, Sudan to send more troops to Darfur after deadly attacks. The Sudanese government is sending more troops to restive Darfur region following a spike in violence there. Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok said the forces will protect people during the famine season. The UN said unidentified gunmen, more than 60 people unidentified gunmen actually killed more than 60 people in the region and another 20 the day before. Hundreds of thousands of people have died in fighting between government forces and robbers since 2003. Millions have been forced from their homes. In the latest upsurge, several villages were burned and markets and shops looted, said the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA. No group has so far said it carried out the attacks. Former President Omar al-Bashir, who was overthrown last year, is wanted by the International Criminal Court, ICC, for alleged war crimes and genocide in the region. Last week, the 76-year-old went on trial in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, in connection with the 1989 military coup that brought him to power. He could face the death penalty if found guilty. Bashir has already been convicted of corruption. We're going to short break. We'll come back. We'll bring you details from we'll bring you updates from the United States as U.S. leaves consulate amid row with China. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. Fight for glory, desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
Power! Power! Happy sounds! Power! Happy sounds! Power! Happy sounds! Power! Happy sounds! Power!
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears, and the date is on the 12th, the 13th and 14th of August. God's servant Apostle Johnson Suleiman will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting.
Touch! 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 Touch!
It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural. And you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
Live at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Dove State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
All right, thanks for joining us once again. Now, updates from United States. U.S. leaves consulate amid row with China. American diplomatic staff have left their consulate in the Chinese city of Chengdu after a 72-hour deadline expired. China ordered the closure in response to the U.S. closing the Chinese consulate in Houston, Texas. Before today's deadline, staff were seen leaving the building. A plaque was removed and the U.S. flag was lowered. China's foreign ministry said Chinese staff entered the building after the deadline and took over. A U.S. State Department spokesperson saying that the consulate has stood at the center of their relations with the people in Western China, including Tibet, for 35 years. Beijing ordered the closure in response to the U.S. closure of the Chinese consulate in Houston over claims that it was used as a hub for spying. Chinese state media showed pictures of lorries leaving the U.S. consulate and workers removing diplomatic insignia from the building. Dozens of Chinese police were deployed outside the building, urging onlookers to move on. However, boos were heard when a bus with tinted windows left the building, the AFP news agency reports. Now more updates from the United Kingdom, UK. Labour urges support for quarantining workers. Labour has called for support for people arriving in UK from Spain to quarantine for 14 days, where there is no guarantee their employers will allow them to work from home for 2 weeks. And he said the aviation industry needs a specific deal to help it recover from the impact of the COVID-19 crisis. The government has stood by its decision to remove Spain from the UK's list of safe travel destinations. Ministers are urging employers to treat quarantining staff sympathetically. The new coronavirus travel rule was announced following a spike in the number of new cases in Spain. Labour's Shadow Home Secretary Nick Thomas Simons said the short notice of the announcement had created a sense of panic and loss of control. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab defended the swift decision, saying he knew it would cause disruption for holiday makers, but that the government can make apologies. Quarantine measures applied to those returning from mainland Spain, the Canary Islands and the Balearic Islands, such as Majorca and Ibiza.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m.
I will apologize for that ancient transmission and back straight to the updates from UK concerning quarantining workers. In continuation, returning travelers must provide an address where they will self-isolate for 14 days, and failing to do so could result in a fine. People who do not self-isolate can be fined up to £1,000 in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, and those returning to Scotland could be fined £480, with fines up to £5,000 for persistent offenders. A small number of people traveling to UK will be exempted from having to quarantine, such as registered health care workers or those with prearranged health treatments. Quickly, updates from the business world. 14 airports in Nigeria are now open to domestic flights, says federal government. The federal government of Nigeria announced that 14 airports were now opened for domestic commercial flight operations. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika, who announced this in a tweet through his official Twitter handle, said the airports has resumed full domestic flight operations. He said ministerial approvals for private and charter operation in and out of the 14 airports were not required, as the public would be informed of the other airports in due course. Sirika listed the 14 airports to include the Murtala Muhammed International Airport Lagos, Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport Abuja, Malam Aminu Kano International Airport Kano, and Port Harcourt International Airport Omagwa. Others include the Sam Mbakwe Airport Owerri, Maiduguri Airport Maiduguri, Victor Atta Airport Uyo, Kaduna Airport Kaduna, and Yola Airport Yola. Sirika list also include the Margaret Airport in Calabar, Sultan Abubakar Airport in Sokoto, Benin Kebbi Airport, Yakubu Gowon Airport, Jos, and Benin Airport in Benin City. Commercial flight activities in Nigeria ports were shut down by the federal government for about 3 months as a measure to contain the spread of COVID-19. The government started reopening the airports from July 8, when it first reopened the Lagos and Abuja airports. About 4 other airports followed subsequently on July 15th before the announcement. The minister.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Friday. Fight for glory, desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
Power! Happy sounds! 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 Power!
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears, and the date is on the 12th, the 13th and 14th of August. God's servant Apostle Johnson Suleiman will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting.
Touch! 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 Touch!
It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural. And you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
live at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Dove State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
And thanks for staying with us once more. And still on business news, the Inter-Party Advisory Council of Nigeria demands review of 18 billion naira road repair fund. The Inter-Party Advisory Council of Nigeria has demanded a review of over 18 billion naira bill to be reimbursed to Cross River State on account of road rehabilitation. The statement said the national president, IPAC, Dr. Leonard Nzewa, said this in Abuja after the arrival of a team of its national officers who were in Cross River State to oversee and harmonize operations and leadership of its chapter. IPAC called on the state government to immediately set up machinery to fix the road to justify the huge allocations from the federal government as well as the massive internally generated revenue. Nzenwa said it was disheartening and insensitive for the Cross River State government to leave such an economically strategic facility almost impassable despite enormous resources at the disposal of the state government. In the statement, he wondered why such an important road would be left in such a horrifying state since majority of users of the road had been Cross Riverians and other Nigerians delivering services that directly benefited the people of the state. The team of IPAC national officers who were in the state to oversee and harmonize operations and leadership of its state chapter requested the Cross River State government to fix the road. And quickly on sports, coming up next is sports news. We'll have Juventus clinched 9th Serie A title. Cristiano Ronaldo dedicated Juventus a record extending 9th successive Serie A title to the fans as they defeated Sampdoria in Turin. The forward scored his 31st league goal of the season from Miralem Pjanic's shot free kick, and Federico Bernardeschi sealed the victory. Maurizio Sarri's side are the only team to win 9 consecutive titles in one of Europe's top 5 leagues. It extends their own record, which Bayern Munich had matched in June. Ronaldo missed the chance to get closer to Ciro Immobile tally of 34 at the top of the Serie A goal charts as he struck a penalty against the crossbar in the final minutes. Juventus had missed the chance to claim the title in what manager Sarri described as a messy defeat at Udinese, and then began Sunday's match with just 1 win in their last 5 games. They were far from their free-flowing best and were forced to withstand plenty of pressure in the second half, but Bernardeschi's goals from Ronaldo's save attempt ensure former Chelsea manager Sarri won the first league title of his managerial career. Ronaldo's goal sees his move to within 3 of leading Serie A goal scorer Immobile, who scored a hat-trick in a 5-1 win over Verona earlier on Sunday. In another sports news quickly, we'll have Man United and Iheanacho and indeed his Champions League dream. Super Eagles duo Kelechi Iheanacho and Wilfred Ndidi will play no part in the UEFA Champions League next season after Leicester City missed out on a chance to qualify following their 2-0 loss to Manchester United at King Power Stadium. The pair were handed starting roles in the Foxes' final game but could do little as second half goals from Bruno Fernandes and Jesse Lingard secured a third-place league finish for Manchester United at the expense of the Foxes, who ended the season in the 5th position. The game was indeed his 32nd of the season, while for Iheanacho it was his 20th league appearance of a season for the Foxes. Brendan Rodgers said needed a win to secure UCL qualification, while Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side needed a point from this decisive final day meeting to confirm a place in the top 4, but United broke the hearts of the Foxes, who were in for a Champions League sport for so much of the season. Leicester earned a place in the Europa League for next season. This will undoubtedly be a huge disappointment and anticlimax after being in position to reach the Champions League for so long. And that's brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. In case you're just joining us, here's the recap of the news headlines. Nigerian House of Reps summons members of the Niger Delta Development Commission. West African leaders to hold talks on Mali crisis. U.S. leaves consulate amid row with China. 14 airports in Nigeria are now open to domestic flights, says federal government. And Juventus clinched 9th Serie A title. Quickly, we have quote of the day that says, make sure that what you chase in life is worth dying for. Instead of going after ephemeral things, why don't you go for something that will last you a lifetime? You might have your own comment. You can drop it on our social media platform of Facebook, Celebration TV, Instagram, My Celebration TV, Twitter, at My Celebration TV, YouTube, Celebration TV. Remember that the continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter the office you hold today as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. Play your part today and do it with all diligence. Thanks once again for staying with us on our news desk. I remain Nicholas Akosile Walter. Do have a wonderful week ahead.